So without saying too much more, I would like to call on Mamle Kabo, the co-director of Writers Project of Ghana, to give her remarks. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming tonight. As Elizabeth said, I would urge you all to settle down and quieten down because you don't want to miss this dramatized reading. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's an honor to introduce it. It's a dramatized reading of Changes, a novel by Ama Ata Aidoo, prepared for PaGya 2023 by Alice Johnson and her troupe of talented actors. Ama Ata Aidoo was not only a giant of Ghanaian and African literature and of worldwide feminist literature, she was also a dear friend, supporter and advocate of the Writers Project of Ghana, right from its inception. She was a part of the very first PaGya Festival in 2017, featuring in this very event, the opening headline, and she supported us in many more of our events. In 2021, when I invited her to the PaGya Festival, she said, and if this sounds irreverent, it's because I'm just reflecting her own typical irreverence, and Kina, I'm sure you remember this, she said, "I will come if I'm still alive." Unfortunately, by the time the festival came around, her health would not permit it, and then this year, we lost her in June. In Ghana, when a great person dies, we say, "A mighty tree has fallen." Great trees in the forest shade upcoming seedlings. Although shade may have negative connotations, especially in trendy modern parlance, let us not forget that it also protects the young seedlings until they are strong enough to face the heat of the sun. Auntie Ama lifted others as she rose. By becoming a formidable published author in her 20s, she inspired and continues to inspire young writers. Through her prolific works of fiction, poetry, and drama, she gave African women a platform to question the patriarchy. Through her advocacy and her foundation, Mbasem, she gave female writers a community to strengthen their craft. She was kind and encouraging to young writers, including myself, and inspirational not only in her art, but in the way in which she welcomed new writers into the fold. With gratitude, I recognize how much she inspired me and us, the Writers Project of Ghana, to welcome new generations of writers into the literary community in our turn. May the seedlings nurtured by the mighty tree grow tall and strong to honor her legacy and continue her great work. To this evening's performance, I can say with confidence as a Ghanaian woman living in Ghana today, that Ama Ata Aidoo was ahead of her time in her foregrounding of women's rights and feminist issues within a tenacious patriarchy. Changes is an excellent example of this. It is generally perceived as a modern feminist novel and has been studied around the world by feminists and literary academics. One describes it as a provocation that works between and against the various positions of African and Western feminisms to explore the questions of modern-day African female identity, while another writes that through SEKYI, the novel's main character, Aidoo rejects situations and relationships, both in literature and society, that entrap women and define them within restricted spaces that limit the possibilities for a diversity of female identities. With that, I would like to hand over to Ama Ata Aidoo's daughter, Kina Likimani, who is here with us tonight to give us a foreword to the performance. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. I want to repeat that, you guys must try and be quiet when it's going on. I think I want to say 3 things. Hopefully I don't go over the 3. The first is that this is quite apropos, the dramatic reading of Changes, because Changes actually started out as a radio play. We were living in Zimbabwe at the time, in the 80s, and the Zimbabwean Broadcasting Corporation, knowing that Mami lived in Zimbabwe, reached out and commissioned a radio play. And she said, everybody says, I think I don't write love stories, so maybe I'll try my hand at a love story. It was dramatized, produced, and then she said, I can turn it into a novel. So this is the first time I am actually attending a dramatized reading of Changes. So thank you. She would have been very pleased. The second thing I want to say is it's also her work that's, let me say, her prose that I am most intimate with, because I did all the typing on an actual typewriter for pocket money. In those days, even though she was one of the first people I knew who got a laptop, it was a Zenith, some behemoth. It was actually a laptop because, you know, they were huge. But before then, I would type on the typewriter, and we would actually do cut and paste. You say, cut this section and add it to this section, sellotape. So that's what we did. But I was paid for it because that's the kind of mother she was. I think, you know, I am actually perplexed at my mother's own passing, but thank you, where's Martina, for the kind words. Everybody keeps talking about her impact. And when she passed and the outpouring was amazing. I was actually shocked by it. My mother was humble and modest to a fault. If she was looking at what people were saying, she would say, oh, they're saying all these things about me, wow. So I want to say that she certainly didn't take any of her fans for granted. She didn't take her impact for granted. She didn't take her writing for granted, because all she ever wanted to do was write. That's all my mother ever wanted to do. So thank you to Found Space and to PaGya. We are in new territory. This is our first PaGya without Ama Ata Aidoo, but you know, her legacy lives on. So thank you very much for attending. And remember, you have to be quiet because then that's disrespectful of the crew. Thank you.
We have found space, and we hope you enjoy the show. No much talking. Let's get straight into it. It is morning at the SEKYI residence. When ESI finished her shower and opened the door to the bedroom, she was quite surprised to see Oko still in bed. Strange, she thought, for a man who takes his work as seriously as he does. She unwrapped the cloth from under her body, moved to the dressing table, took what she would need and brought the things to the side of the bed. Some cream for her skin, a deodorant stick, a very mild toilet spray. She sat down and picking these one by one, she started getting her body ready for the day. Oko looked at her.
Oh la la, I'm fully enjoying this particular morning. ESI has not lost a bit of her schoolgirl looks or schoolgirl ways. Damn, I love this body. So tall, so slim, and slender. But it is the sassy novel that kills me. Look at that little protrusion. She is really getting me heated up this morning. I just love the mix of scent as she prepares for her day. I could stay here all day.
Isn't this man getting up this morning? If I ask him to, I don't know if it will result in an explosion. All our conversations have literally become fights, and we haven't spoken in a while.
If I am being honest with myself, I have always given this relationship a chance, thinking of how much I have invested in a marriage with ESI and how much I have fought to keep it going makes me feel a little angry and a little embarrassed. Wow, look, the hunger has made my manhood almost collapse. But when I looked at ESI's novel, the thing jerks right back to life. Cobra. I have always loved ESI. 2 solid years of courtship, 6 years of marriage, and what have I gotten out of it? Little, nothing, no affection, not even plain warmth, nothing except one little daughter, Ujamawa. ESI has never stated it categorically that she doesn't want any more children, but she's on those dreadful birth control pills, loops, or whatever, and no amount of reasoning and pleading has persuaded her to go off them. I want other children, at least one more, a boy if possible, but even one more girl would be welcome. The pressure from home is too much. ESI definitely puts her career well above any duties she owes as a wife. She is a great cook who complains endlessly anytime she has to enter the kitchen. Our home is generally run by an elderly house help. This bungalow comes with a job as a data analyst with the Government Statistical Bureau, its urban department. Well, Sedienyo, good God, what does that position even mean?
Oko, aren't you getting up this morning?
My friends are laughing at me. They think I'm not behaving like a man. Aren't you saying anything?
What would you like me to say?
You don't care what my friends think of me.
Oko, you know we've been over this so many times. We all have friends. They either respect us for what we are or they don't. And whether we keep them or not depends on each one of us. See, I cannot take care of what your friends do, say to you, or think of you.
I need my friends.
I also need mine.
Suddenly, Oko flung the bedcloth away from him, sat up, pulled her down, and moved on her. Essie started to protest. But he went on doing what he had determined all morning to do. Breathing like a marathon runner at the end of a particularly grueling race, he got off her and fell heavily back on his side of the bed. He tried to draw the bedcloth to cover both of them again. For some time, neither of them spoke. 1 full hour later, Essie was easing her way out into the parking lot of the Department of Urban Statistics. Once in her office, she sat down, first to get her breath back. She could not remember when last she had felt so clearly unwilling to face the world. And then, with a kind of shock, she realized that in spite of the second bath she had taken before leaving home, she was still not feeling fresh or clean. Clean. It all came to her then that what she had gone through with Oko had been
Marital rape? No. Marital rape. Marital rape? And here I am, not feeling academic or intellectual at all, but angry and sore. Hey, and even after a good bath, before and after, still dirty. Dirty. The word is out. Marital rape.
She put her head on her desk. She must have dozed off for a minute or two. She woke up with a start and somewhat disoriented. When her mind had cleared, she realized that she had made a decision. 1 month later, the Dakwa residents. OPOKUYA and KUBI lived on Sweet Breezes Hill. It had been the most prestigious of the colonial residential areas. They were having their usual morning quarrels.
And what is the problem now?
Nothing.
Come on, tell me, what is it this morning?
Probably same as yesterday.
Which is,
How to coordinate the car's movement.
here we go again.
KUBI. You feel like your colleagues in the office and the civil service generally, you should be able to drive your car to your place of work, especially since the government paid for its fuel consumption and general maintenance. I understand. You are convinced that the car should be parked there all day. You move it at 12:30 to go home for lunch. Then you drive it back at 1:45, park it, let it stand for the rest of the afternoon until you are ready to drive home at the end of the working day. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous and even mad. A car is to be used. How am I to work full-time and a medical work at that and look after a family as big as ours without any transport of my own? Are you aware of the amount of running around I have to do to feed and clothe 4 growing children?
It's a question of ethics.
What?
Yes, it's a question of ethics.
What ethics? It's common sense.
What do you mean common sense? Are you abusing me? I collect my full car maintenance allowance. Do you want me to let you drive the car every day to the market?
But KUBI, what am
Does the fact that everybody else does it mean that we do it too?
Please, KUBI, listen. Okay. First of all, I am not abusing you. And you know I'm not trying to say that you should let me drive the car all over the place with government maintenance.
Then what are you saying?
If you'd let me finish, please just take your car off me.
What? What an idea. I'm a senior civil servant. Car maintenance is an approved fringe benefit.
What I'm trying to say is that since I also need the car in order to look after the family properly, please take the car off maintenance. With your salary and mine, we should be able to take care of the car ourselves. That way, there will be no reason for any of us to feel guilty when I drive it.
You always carry on as if you are the only salary earner around.
Oh, now you are being unfair. You know I am not talking about the money. I'm just talking about the ups and downs I have to do each day to keep us going. That's all.
So what is it that you absolutely must do today?
KUBI, you know quite well that there are at least a dozen of things I must absolutely do today.
OPOKUYA, just name me one.
Okay. Do you remember that you and I had agreed that while I am away visiting my mother, the children would go to your sisters?
Yes.
Well, we cannot just go and dump the kids on her on my way to the bus depot the morning I'm leaving. It won't be right. Even though Connie is the most reasonable of all your sisters, we have to warn her. You see, I thought I would have the car for today so that I could go by her place from the hospital and discuss it with her.
Listen, it looks like I'm already going to be late for our budget meeting this morning. I will drop you at work and pick you after. Is that okay?
No. I'll find my way to my sister's and later join public transport.
Come on. How about a meeting halfway? Say Hotel 20th Century.
Okay, that works.
Good.
Essie drove towards the Hotel 20th Century, parked expertly, jumped out of the car, locked it, and strode towards the reception desk of the hotel, her shoes beating out the determination in her mind.
Morning.
Hello, madam. Welcome to Hotel 20th Century. Good evening. How exactly can I help you?
I am here to find out if a foreign friend who should be in for a conference has arrived.
Oh, yes. You were the one who came here about the same time yesterday for her?
Yes.
Oh, just a minute. Well, there are 3 new arrivals of that workshop. What is the name of your friend, please?
Wambu Wanjiku. She's coming from Kenya.
No, she has not arrived, please.
No.
No, please.
Oh, thanks. What will I do with the rest of the evening? I could go sit down and have a beer, but a woman alone in a hotel lobby drinking alcohol, it would definitely be misunderstood. You know what? I am tired of all the continual misunderstanding. I know I am tired after a long day in the office. I am disappointed that my friend is obviously not going to show up for my workshop, and I'm going to have a beer. Misunderstanding or not.
She sat down for a drink. Suddenly, a familiar voice called.
Essie! OPOKUYA! I miss you so much. It's been weeks.
I know, it has. How are you?
I am well. And you?
Can't complain.
How are the children?
They are fine.
And those in boarding? Have you seen them lately? How are they?
Fine as well. And our little daughter, how is she?
She is fine.
That's great. You have been hiding.
Me? No, it's you who has been hiding.
No, it's you.
It's you. Would you like to join me? I just stopped here to have a drink.
Oh, yeah, sure.
How is KUBI?
Oh, he's fine. But he doesn't like Accra or any city much. And he has been complaining endlessly since we got transferred.
And you?
Oh, I am all right.
They spent some time ordering drinks and updating each other on one another's lives. Essie had a beer and OPOKUYA had tea.
PaGya, I insist. You should have a proper drink, not tea.
I also insist that alcohol relaxes me so much that if I take so much a sip of anything alcoholic, the first thing I would want to do this early in the evening would be to look for my bed.
So what?
But Essie, that would not do at all. How could I, OPOKUYA Dakwa, sleep anytime I feel like it? With a fully grown man, a young growing woman, and 3 growing boisterous boys to feed?
Oh, but at least you've got a full life. You have been able to keep your marriage. Look at your 4 wonderful kids.
Yes, so, and my job. Well, see how rugged I have become in the process of having a full life.
Oh, you vain creature. In fact, you look very well and prosperous.
But you look sad.
Sad?
Well, maybe sad is not exactly how I'll describe your mood, but I, OPOKUYA, I'm convinced that something is wrong. I know you too well, Essie. I know you like to put up this look of I don't careism when you are actually going through something.
OPOKUYA, I've left Oko.
AC, what do you mean?
Just that. I've left him.
How can you leave him? After all, he has been living with you in your bungalow.
Oh, OPOKUYA, don't be funny. You know that leaving a man does not always mean that it is the woman who has to get out of the house.
I don't know anything. Wait, so how did you leave Oko? Is it other women? In any case, everyone knows that a man's relationship with a woman other than his wife, however innocent, can always help ruin a marriage. And that includes his love for his own mother.
No. To be fair to old Oko, it was never that. In fact, sometimes I wish he would behave like other men in that respect.
Essie, you are mad.
That's what my mother and my grandmother said.
I mean, how many women wouldn't give everything they've got to have a man like that?
Well, they can all have him.
Listen, my sister, you have to be realistic.
About what?
About life.
It's he who wasn't being realistic.
No.
Well, here we are. 2 people, each with a demanding job.
Essie, what about your job?
You know now, my job can be very demanding sometimes. I have to prepare materials for ministers, permanent secretaries, such people. And then I have to do a lot of traveling inside the country, outside, and Oko resented every minute he was free and I couldn't be with him.
But that is so natural.
For whom?
My sister, if a man loves a woman, he would want to have her around as much as possible.
To the extent that he wants me to change my job because he thought it took me away from him?
Yes, to the extent that he would want you to change your job.
But this same man, when he met me, Oko told me that what had attracted me the most to him was my air of independence.
You see, it happens to all of us. See, listen, men are not really interested in a woman's independence or her intelligence. So, see, the few who claim they like intelligent and active women are also interested in having such women permanently in their beds and in their kitchens.
Which is impossible. It's a contradiction.
Exactly. So that when a woman changes jobs in such a manner, more likely than not, her vision begins to shrink and she begins to get bored and dissatisfied.
Even he might begin to find her dull.
Sure.
It's an impossible situation.
It is.
Let's have another drink.
In any case, what are you planning? A proper divorce? A remarriage?
Ami Esi. Ha! Never.
Hey.
I could never bear it. Another husband to sit on my back all 24 hours all day. The same argument about how a woman's place is. Another husband to whine all day about the love I have for my work more than him. It couldn't come on. And thank you very much. I am sure there will be no solution for me. Unless, of course, I meet a man who is prepared to accept my lifestyle.
Your male colleagues have still got their wives, so...
Oh, not to mention the odd girlfriend or two. Why is life so hard on the professional African woman?
Why is life so hard on the non-professional African woman? Essie, isn't life even harder for the rural and urban African woman?
I think life is just hard on women.
But remember, it is always harder for some other women somewhere else.
Show. OPOKUYA, look who's coming.
Who? You mean that one?
Yes.
Do you know him?
Of course. That's Ali Konde.
Wait, how do you know him?
See, remember I told you I went to one office to sort out our travel arrangements for our visitors when our secretary reported sick?
Yes, the Linga something.
Yes, that's the CEO.
The one you said thought he was handsome and flaunting it?
Exactly.
Hey, but Essie, Shay, he's indeed handsome. Hey, wait, yeah, he's looking here. Hey, he's smiling too. Wait, does he know you? Hey, yeah, He's coming here. Hey, look away, look away, look away. Hey, look away.
Hello, Esi.
Hello, Ali.
How nice to see you.
I thought you were out of the country.
Actually, since we last met, I've been in and out more than once.
Hey, you are hardly a resident here.
I know. It's the fault of my job.
Oh, Ali, please meet my friend, Mrs. OPOKUYA Dakwa. Opoku, Mr. Ali Konde.
Hello, Mr. Conte.
Hello.
Would you like to join us?
Oh, you know I would love to, but I've got a guest here from across the border. And we are having a little conference in his room. In fact, I just spoke to him from the desk. He's expecting me.
Oh, that's okay then.
Still, it's a shame I can't join you. But could I please phone you sometime during the week? Esi?
That will be fine.
Thank you, Esi. It was a pleasure meeting you, OPOKUYA. Goodbye.
Ah, God. Man, he is gorgeous. See. Hey. Your eyes are sparkling. You know him too well, I presume.
Sort of.
So what is this rubbish lonely heart lines you've been serving me? And there was idiot I. Hey, trying so hard to console you.
Oh, please, Opoku.
Please, my foot. I just caught you out. That's all.
You see, it wasn't something I thought I could talk easily about, even to you. It's true he's been showing a lot of interest, bringing me all sorts of gifts from his travels, stuff like that, but I've been trying not to encourage him.
Why not? After all, if you are leaving Oko, or let me say, if you have already left him, then you might as well take an insurance policy.
Poku, you are not being nice. And in any case, you know, I'm not all that smart in these things.
See, I know nothing. In fact, I'm beginning to think I don't even know anything about you.
Oh, don't say that. Besides, the situation is quite complicated.
How? There's a wife?
There is.
Oh, you like him, eh?
Very, very much.
I don't blame you. I mean, he looks good enough to eat. Oh my God. Oh, finally. That is KUBI entering the hotel now. SCM, you can stop so I get down here and join him, eh?
No.
Why are you in such a hurry? At least stay and say hello to KUBI.
No.
You think he'll quiz you about Oko?
Yes, and I couldn't go through it now. Not now.
Well, I hear you. Just drop me here and let me surprise him by standing in front of the car. See, he hasn't even seen me. Oh. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Surprise!
OPOKUYA, you scared me. You must stop playing dangerous games.
Hello, KUBI.
Hello, Esi.
See you, OPOKUYA. Bye.
Look, I'm very sorry. And in any case, I had told you this morning that we're going to have a meeting. These days, you should know how these budgetary meetings are.
So this budgetary meeting really went on until nearly 9 o'clock in the evening?
No, not really. But it was still quite late when we finally finished. Maybe around 7. And I thought by then you would have found your way home.
Actually, Essie and I bumped into one another, so we sat and had a chat. I kept hoping that sooner or later he would come. This man. I refuse to think of all the reasons why he is often late. See, my peace of mind is very, but I really envy Essie's freedom of movement.
FUSENA's story.
At the post-secondary teacher training college at Atebubu. Just good friends we were most of the time. Towards the end of our 3rd year of teaching at Tamale, Ali informed me that he has been selected as one of the group from their area for a special scholarship in England. It was also then that we realized this meant a long pattern which privately
neither of us was willing to face. One evening found us together at Ali's house.
FUSENA, would you be shocked if I asked you to marry me?
Yes, but I would also say yes. To cut a very long story short, 2 months after the negotiations, Ali and I had a proper Muslim wedding. 4 months after he arrived in England, I was expecting our first child. Allah Akbar. Soon, my son and I left for England. Ali now had got a full-time job, and he began to study part-time for a master's in economics and business administration. I, on the other hand, sat at home in a one-bedroom apartment, I did my housework and looked through catalogs. Then I became pregnant with the second baby. So from there, it was being pregnant, then nursing. Pregnant, then nursing. Pregnant, then what? Nursing. One rainy day, it occurred to me that life should offer more than marriage. That is, if the life I was leading was in fact marriage. To begin with, I was beginning to admit to myself that by marrying Ali, I had exchanged a friend for a husband. The first time this hit me, ya Allah, I actually sat down and wept bitterly. I also knew immediately that there was nothing I could do about my situation. Leaving Ali was not only impossible, but would also not be an answer to anything. Because having married my friend and got a husband, there was no chance of me getting back my friend if I left or divorced Ali, the husband. I would only have an estranged husband. I would rather be married than not, and rather to Ali than anyone else. I also had another problem. It was this business of Ali getting more and more educated while I stayed the same. Baby number 3 followed. 2 years on, I could not even remember how it felt to be in a schoolroom. Clearly, to go back to teaching after all these years was going to be hard enough, even if Ali had not kept telling me it was not really necessary. He told me it was a waste of time. He said he would earn enough to look after all of us. Which he did, but my dissatisfaction did not go away. Eventually, he bought me a massive kiosk at a strategic site in Accra. And that is how I landed my big-time business. That is the talk of town. Well, I'll manage it till my children grow older. Inshallah. Who knows what the future holds?
FUSENA,
My husband.
can I have a word with you?
Yes, my husband.
I don't want you to overthink what I'm going to tell you now.
Okay.
I have decided to take a second wife. FUSENA, aren't you?
But she has a university degree.
What?
You heard me.
What has that got to do with it?
Everything.
Yes, she does.
Interesting.
FUSENA, I have never seen you like this. Please calm down and let's talk.
Is she a Muslim? Answer my question, Ali.
No.
FUSENA stormed out of the house and threw her bag into the passenger side of a 4-wheel drive.
Subhanallah. What have I done to myself? How can Ali do this to me? Telling me, FUSENA, after all we've been through, that he was thinking of making a woman with a university degree his second wife. Wayo, ya Allah. What am I supposed to say? What am I expected to do? Wallahi, I need somebody to talk to.
It was now about a year since SEKYI and OPOKUYA had met at the lobby of the Hotel 20th Century, and nearly 14 months since that morning between Oko and SEKYI. Since then, the relationship between Ali and SEKYI soon became what you could call steady. Ali usually visited SEKYI. Today was one of such visits. They drank, made love, listened to music. Ali wasn't talking much after. And SEKYI had never believed in forcing conversation out of people. So she just let him be. When Ali finally spoke, SEKYI was a little startled.
You know, SEKYI, I keep wondering.
About what?
I keep wondering how any one woman can be as beautiful as you are and still manage to be so clever.
Oh, please, Ali, don't flatter.
It is the truth.
Okay, I too keep wondering how any one man can be so handsome as you look and still be so
You are
sharp.
not talking about me.
Yes, we are. And by the way, you haven't told me when you came back from your last trip.
Just last night.
Hey, really?
Shay, but did you think I could be back in this city for over 24 hours without trying to see you?
Well, I missed you too.
Yeah, did you? True.
True. And in any case, why do you sound so surprised?
Well, it's just that you don't strike me as someone who will miss anybody.
How do I strike you?
Just kind of relaxed, like as if you don't need anybody.
Thank God that outward looks can be so deceptive. Ali, there isn't a single human being who doesn't need somebody.
Does that mean you marry me?
Must I?
Yes, Esi. I want to marry you.
And your wife?
Where does she come in?
What does she feel about it? Or you've not discussed your plans for me with her?
I have. What about you? Spoken to your mother?
Yes.
And what was her reaction? What did she say?
A lot. My grandma even said more.
She doesn't like me.
She likes you all right. I mean, which daughter's mother wouldn't? With all those presents you unload at her doorstep.
But Esi, present or no present, your mother may not want to see my face.
It's not really you. It's a question of me being a second wife. My mother does not like it. She thinks it's some sort of a calm down for me.
Esi, did your mother like your ex-husband?
Frankly speaking, very much.
I'm very sure she is not going to like me at all. It is obvious. It is impossible.
But you know, Okoye is that kind of a man.
What kind of a man?
You know, the kind of man who brings out all the woman's motherly instincts up front. Even OPOKUYA liked him.
Is that your friend? The one I met at the Hotel 20th Century?
Yes.
You appear to be quite intimate. And so she likes your husband very much. Do you also like her husband?
Oh, don't be nasty. We've been friends for a very long time, since we were in school. In fact, we are like sisters.
Does that mean she should like your husband?
Well, yes. I mean, she sort of approved of him.
I see. I can see what I'm up against. Because I don't think I arouse any woman's mothering instincts.
Oh, my dear. Don't you see that's why I like you so much? After all, if I had wanted to mother somebody's grown-up son, I would have stayed with Oko.
So what am I supposed to do? Esi, I just want you to be my wife. Very much. That's all. Bring your finger.
Ali. Oh my God, this ring.
Come on, bring it.
Oh, Ali, it's beautiful.
You really think so?
Of course.
Where is for me then?
But why?
Oh, what do you mean by but why? I thought you had agreed to be my wife.
Are you saying this is some sort of engagement ring?
Definitely.
But Ali.
What?
I thought I was only going to be your second
What
wife.
difference should that make, And what is this about only a second wife? Isn't a wife a wife?
Okay. What I mean is that you already have got FUSENA, who is your first wife. She wears your ring, and I'm almost certain that here in this city, she's the only one known as Mrs. Konde.
Yes, but only officially or formally. Most people, our friends and neighbors call her Adam Mame after our older son.
Ali, you know what I'm trying to say.
Maybe, but see, what has all that got to do with you wearing my ring?
Ali, FUSENA wears your ring.
What you mean is that she wears one of my rings.
Ali, I'm sorry, but this ring, it's not exactly a part of our way of doing this 2 or more wife business, is it?
You've agreed to be my wife, Esi. So you start wearing my ring.
From the day he put his ring on her finger, Ali became a more frequent visitor to ESI'S. While Ali went to see ESI'S fathers and sort out the issue with FUSENA, ESI had decided to go home one weekend to be with Enna, her mother, and Nana, her grandmother. She had set out very early from the city and arrived to find them getting ready to go to church. When her grandmother was all dressed in her starched cloth, she came to ask her,
My lady, please sit down. So what exactly it is about Oko that repels you so much? What was it about Ali that attracts you?
Nana, Oko is the only man in his house. Or at least one of the few men there. So there are way too many women around him who don't like me. They hate me. What can I do about it?
My young lady, today you came here asking me a question. I shall try as hard as possible to give you an answer. You are asking me whether you should marry this Ali of yours, who already has got his wife, and become one of his wife. Leave one man, marry another. What is the difference? Besides, you had a husband of your own, no?
Yes, Nana.
You had a husband of your own whom you have just left because you say he demanded too much of you and your time. But it's a catchroom. Doesn't a woman's time belong to a man? Miraba. That one is a very new and good reason for leaving a man, if ever there was one. And if you are truly asking for my opinion, as for you and your stories, they share the heart of an old woman who has not found anything amusing in a long time. Leave one man, marry another. You've got your job. The government gives you a house. You've got your car. You've already got your daughter. You don't even have to prove you're a woman to any man, old or new. You can pick and choose. But remember, my lady, the best husband you can ever have is one who demands all of you and all of your time. My people, tell me, who is a good man if not the one who eats his wife completely and pushes her down with a good gulp of alcohol?
And your man from the grasslands, doesn't he have sisters and mothers?
To the best of my knowledge, Ali is an only child. The people from his extended family are far away, and that is one of the main reasons why I'm thinking of agreeing to marry him.
Which? That is what you are. How can I call you my daughter when you hate people?
And I don't hate people. It's just people who don't like me.
Why destroy a perfect marriage? The one that you are saying that too many people are around him. Hey. In the old days, wasn't that one of the big reasons why any family gives their princess to any man in marriage? And how can you tell yourself you like a man because you don't know a single relative?
So tell me, Miraba, if you are with your man from the grassland and something happened to him, who would you run to? You're careful,
When he comes for my hand in marriage, he would have to come with somebody. That is custom, right?
Yes.
So Nana, whoever he brings with him to meet you and my fathers, it will be that person I shall run to if I am with Ali and something happened to him.
I'll shock him, Papa. Nana, we are getting late for church. Let's go.
My lady Silk, you're a chapel. We will be back soon. I will rest over Kakai.
When the older women left for church, Essie remained in her grandmother's chamber. She slept for a long time, during which her mother and grandmother had arrived from church and even got some food ready. And now, as she struggled to stay awake, she could hear voices.
Essie is really going to marry that man from hinterlands. Her mind is made up.
Well, what shall we call the child?
You've already made a mistake.
What's mistake?
By calling her a child.
And isn't she my daughter?
That she is.
So then what crime did I...
Hey, please, select your words carefully. Your daughter, my granddaughter, has thrown a problem at us. That is what we are talking about. Committing crime should not be mentioned here at all. Now don't you dare turn into a child and melt on me. You should know by now that I do not approve of many things these days. Like many ways of behaving and speaking. Not because they are old and they are new and I'm old, but because they are just bad. Oh,
Mother,
shut up! Since you have already called your daughter a child, and you are my daughter, maybe I should call you a child and treat you like one. Listen, you gave birth to Essie, but when was the last time you wiped any shit off her bottom? You have nothing to say, or you can't remember. Well, that's how old she is. She's a woman, a kitesia. And remember that after you've got someone a child, there is nothing you can tell her which she's going to find useful.
You see, that's what I meant.
What did you mean?
I meant, look at my life. Ma, look at my life. It hasn't amounted to much of anything. What can I take out of such a life and give to anybody? Emma, even if she's my own child, and Essie, she's such a high school education, and she's a big lady.
Have I not asked you to shut up? Oh, especially if you are going to utter such stupidities. I wonder what has come over you these days. Oh, I wonder how it escaped me.
What escaped you?
That you are growing into a fool.
Oh, mother.
Who are you? You've gone up very badly.
Why are you saying all these harsh things to me?
Because, my daughter, it is not our fault that you and I did not go to school. I can also forgive myself and you that we have not made money. Even not having more than one child, it's not so bad.
After all, some have none at all.
Indeed, some have none at all.
But only fools pity themselves. And no one forgives fools.
You are
not even themselves.
Thank you. But that's do you think my lady silk is up by now? My lady,
my Nana.
When you are ready, you can join us here.
Yes, Nana.
They quietly had lunch, and just as Essie was leaving...
Come, my lady silk. We have some words of advice for you.
Essie, be very careful.
Being one of any number of wives has its rules. If you obey the rules, a woman like you should be all right. If you break the rules, then your new marriage will be like a fire that has been lighted inside you.
Yes, number one.
Never forget you are number two.
Number two.
Never show jealousy.
Never show jealousy. Oh, these two women crack me up all the time. Two peas in a pod. But I can never be as close to my mother as my mother is to my grandmother. Never, never, never. And I know why. Taking a 10-year-old child away from the mother, then transferring her into a boarding school for 2 whole years, to a higher boarding school for 7 years, and then to an even higher boarding school for 3 or 4 years, from where she was only equipped to go on and roam in strange and foreign lands with no hope of ever meaningfully re-entering her mother's world. All this was too high of a price to pay to achieve the dangerous confusion I am in now. Was it really worth it?
Ali had done the needful, and it was official. Essie was a married woman again. It was almost a year now, and Ali was in a dilemma. Ali and FUSENA had over the years established a pattern for New Year. He organized his business affairs in such a way that he wouldn't have to be away from home on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. On New Year's Eve, he dropped everything by 6 o'clock if he had to be at work and went home. Now, here he was. One part of him feeling the need to hurry home and initiate known rituals, while another part of him was busy feeling guilty, wondering which woman he would be making love to on New Year's Eve. Essie was very surprised and pleased to see him, and he didn't say anything. They just went into her bedroom and started eating one another up. It was a wild and desperate lovemaking. Just at that moment, they heard a car come through the gate. They couldn't believe their ears.
Who could that be?
I don't know. Oh, shit! I didn't lock the door when you came in.
Essie!
Essie jumped off the bed, naked like the day she was born, rushed to the door between the bedroom and sitting room, banged it shut, and locked it.
You've locked the door. I know you are in there. So why don't you answer?
Why is he screaming like that? I'm going out there to face him.
Ali, no. Don't. Wait, Ali. Great. Now he has locked me in.
You are not the one I am looking for. Where is she?
Where is who?
My wife.
Your what?
My wife. That's what I said. And you heard me well.
Your wife.
Yes, the bitch you have been sleeping with. She is my wife.
How dare you call her a bitch?
Where's my mommy?
I don't know who you are, but Essie is my wife. I don't know who you are, but Essie is
Where's my mommy?
Can you see
My mommy.
Get out of my way.
My mommy.
my wife.
Where's my mommy?
Mr. Man, get out of my way.
Get out of here.
Oko left the door, turned on Ali with a raised fist. But Ali was too quick for him. He got hold of the raised hand, and then as they were beginning to struggle, Essie, who had heard Ajanowa from the bedroom, opened the door and rushed out, past the two men, picked up the child, ran with her into the car, and drove off. She left two very surprised men staring after her.
Oh Lord, have mercy. I am tired. Am I really going to be administering at the hospital and delivering babies on New Year's Eve? Now that I'm home, I don't even have the time to rest. See me cooking up a storm to feed these hungry monsters. What at all is so peculiar about April, eh? Wait, do people actually plan to get pregnant in April so they would have Christmas and New Year babies?
Mama, Mama.
Oh my God. Can I have some moments to myself?
Mama, Mama.
What is it?
Auntie Essie is here.
Auntie Essie? Hey, Essie is here?
She has come and Ojanua too.
Essie, how come you are here? I never... Kweku, take Ojanua to the kitchen. Tell Nanaba to look after her. They must give her plenty of chips. You hear?
Yes, Mommy. Ojanua, let's go.
Okay. Essie, what is it?
Oko and Ali are fighting.
Wait, come, sit. Wait, Kubi.
Yes.
Come.
Essie, hello.
Now, Essie, talk to us. What is it?
Ali and I, and then Oko came in.
Christ!
And banged the door.
Hey, Jesus!
And Ali locked me in and went to face him.
Ready.
Oh, and Oko threw the first fit.
Good Lord!
And Ojanua, oh, my daughter, she was screaming.
My God is.
Oh, and the whole thing, it was basa.
Jesus Christo. Hey, wait, this is serious.
So you left them there fighting?
Yes.
Well, it is extremely dangerous, isn't it? One never knows what they might do to one another.
But Kubi, there was very little Essie could have done, really. She could not have separated them even if she had stayed on. And in any case, it wouldn't have even been wise to let Ojanua see more of the fighting.
I believe you are right. Let me go and check on those two anyway.
Hey, but please, don't go alone. Please go with your nephews.
Kubi met Essie's house empty that evening. He went on to Oko's mother's to check on a raging Oko who had an uppercut lip from the brow. Essie had spent the new year and a few more weeks at the Dakwas. Uncle Ali, as the kids called him, often came bearing gifts and to check on Essie and Ojanua. It was now a year since Essie had remarried, and she was settled into her new life. In all, her basic needs had been met, and her hopes for marrying a man like Ali had been fulfilled. Ali was not on her back every 24 hours of every day. In fact, he was hardly ever near her at all. In that sense, she was extremely free and extremely contented. She could concentrate on her job and even occasionally bring work home. Yeah. They had even traveled to Bamako and had a wonderful time meeting Ali's extended family. Then something she couldn't find acceptable began to happen. She learned that Ali had developed a habit of dropping his secretary home at the end of every working day.
One day, I bumped into Essie at the supermarket. I couldn't help but notice her beautiful boo-boo. which she said he had gotten from her trip from Bamako with me. I also noticed that there was something slightly lost in Acey's eyes. But what can I say? She always seems unsatisfied with anything in her life. I just complimented her looks and kept it moving.
Eh? I know Ali had been going on trips with that woman. I know he spends most of his time outside the office with her. But I have also been hearing rumors of another woman. Another woman. Allah. Had I known this would be my fate, I would have just married that Alaji. And now I hear he has just bought that woman a car.
The car was brand new and very expensive. As for Ali, he was there, looking so handsome and smiling like a little boy who knew he had done something so fantastic. He was not just expecting it, he knew he would get it. All the plans Acey had to make things hostile between them, all because Ali had his new patents had gone down the drain.
Happy New Year, my dear.
Happy New Year to you too. And what a lovely car.
You like it?
Of course, who wouldn't?
I'm glad because it's yours. Of course. Whose did you think it was? But nothing. This is your car, and here are the keys.
How can you give it to me?
Why not? It's your New Year present.
But it's too much.
Is it? Well, I don't think so.
But what will your wife say?
Please, Acey, don't make me angry.
Well,
what?
I know you've got some explaining to do. You have been behaving strangely lately, but don't worry, please. Let's not fight. It's New Year's Day.
It is, isn't it?
Thank you so much. It's beautiful, and God knows I need a car. A good car. This has taken away my speech. Oh, I don't know what to say. I've never dreamed I could get anything like this.
I understand.
Oh, Ali, thank you. Thank you so much.
See, if you thank me again, I'll probably spank you. I must go home now.
Must you?
Yes, I wish I could stay. Could you give me a lift, please, madam?
Yes, of course. Am I dropping you home?
Oh, no, I'm checking in on one of those visitors at the 20th century.
On New Year's Day?
Yes.
He kissed her and jumped out of the car. Acey was flabbergasted, or rather flabberwhelmed. Here she was as she sat in her excellent new car on New Year's Day at the hotel's car park, but lonely. Things did not improve. In the first few weeks of the new year, Ali was trying. He made his visits to Acey more regular and stayed as long as he could whenever he was around. It was almost like before they got married, but he really could not keep up. Too soon, things returned to the pattern of the very recent past. He also sent gifts upon gifts. What she did not seem to see much of was the man behind the phone calls and the gifts. Then towards the end of the third year of their marriage, there was an explosion.
Ali, I can't go on like this. I said I can't go on like this.
Acey, you say you can't go on like what?
This is no marriage.
What would you consider to be marriage?
I don't know, but if this is it, then I'm not having any of it.
If that's how you see it, then I'm going
home, right? You are always saying, Acey, I must be running home. I have to go home. I have to phone you from the office before I go home. I need to pass by on my way home. Home has always been where you and your wife, FUSENA, and your children live. Well, just go home. Go home now with your wife and children and leave me alone.
OPOKUYA hadn't seen Acey in a while. About 3 months later, she finally visited Acey.
Acey, wait, are you sure of what you are telling me? I can keep the car?
Yes, I am. It's yours.
Thank you so much, Acey.
Sure. And by the way, it's over between me and Ali.
Oh, I see. When did it happen?
OPOKUYA, my sister. Just tell me you told me so.
But Acey, don't you need your old car yourself? I mean, isn't Ali taking the new one back?
No, it's all right. Ali says the car is mine. So just go and enjoy your car.
Oh, thank God. Well, I should be on my way now. Thank you so much, AC.
You're welcome, my sister.
Essie was so tired after OPOKUYA's visit that she had slept off and didn't realize when someone walked in.
I thought OPOKUYA was here.
Yes, she was here, but she's gone now.
How?
In my car.
You gave her your old car? Oh, that's nice of you. But, AC, is everything okay? You don't look yourself. What is it?
KUBI, I can't do this. I can't talk now.
AC, come, let's go sit down.
KUBI walked towards her, held her close, and kissed her. Essie didn't react initially, but later her mind snapped when she realized that KUBI was unzipping his trousers.
KUBI! No, I can't do this to my sister. No, after all we've been through, no, I can't. Please, leave now. Leave.
KUBI left. It was an unspoken decision between them. OPOKUYA never heard of what happened between KUBI and her. It's been months now. Essie never went back to Oko. She never had a baby for Ali either. Their friendship or relationship stopped being a marriage. They became just good friends who found it convenient once in a while to fall into bed and make love.
I know that if I ever tell my grandmother or anyone else that I want to leave Ali, they will say,
Hey, what? A number for Bab. Oh, that. Throw away a man who gave you things any other woman would have given part of her life for. Hey, including a brand new beautiful car. Hey, and isn't it being rumored that, in fact, he has almost finished paying for an estate house for you?
And he is fine.
For a scholar. So respectful. So unusual of a human being. A gift giver. Why do you want to leave him out, Essie?
No, I can't go through all that. So the marriage has stayed, but radically changed. I've had to teach myself not to wonder where Ali is when he's not with me. And that has been the hardest lesson I've had to learn. In this Accra, I can't help hearing about his womanizing activities. But what fashion of loving am I ever going to consider adequate? See, maybe one day, I'll figure it out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a great audience. Really appreciate you coming all the way, your busy schedules and everything, coming here to be with us and enjoy this performance by Found Space. I'm going to pass the microphone around. I was about to say pass the camera. Hey. I'm going to pass the microphone around and then we'll all introduce ourselves. So I will be the last person to introduce myself.
Okay, so I'm Angelina BOAKYE. I played OPOKUYA.
I'm KWABENA. I played Ali Konde.
My name is Esther Davis ESHUN, and I played Essie.
And I am Divine FIAVE. I played Oko.
Daniel DAZAM, I played KUBI.
LORDINA KWARTENG, I played FUSENA and Nana.
And my name is Alice Johnson. So I directed this piece. I also played stage directions, receptionist, Oja Noah, and you name it. We are, most of us, majority of us, I would say 99% of us are graduates from the University of Education, Winneba, from the Theatre Arts Department. So some of us are mates, some of us also were in the department with us. And then this gentleman here, Mr. Oko, he is not from the University of Education, but equally a great performer. So thank you all for being a part of it. I would also like to say thank you to PaGya. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to do this every year. And by God's grace, long life, good health. We'll meet again next year. Thank you.